Beloved, this is your brother, Michael L. Dublin Sr., Senior Minister and Pastor for South Central Church of Christ, located on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard here in the lovely Oak City of Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm taking this Monday afternoon to kind of share that we have had a tremendous weekend. This past weekend, starting on Saturday, we had Brother Christopher Dardar to come in from the East Point Church of Christ in Fort Worth, Texas, and he shared some in-depth structural issues and showed some of their model for growth. And then on Sunday morning, he continued that at 9:30, and then at 10:30, he really taught and preached on the Lord's Supper, on communion, and what all of that actually meant, the difference in the covenants, the difference in the blood, and the way that the body represents our past sins and entering into this new covenant, and the way that the blood represents God taking care of all of our sins forward. But the way that that brother preached it and the way that he shared it and being in the fellowship with the saints, it was just revival. It was powerful, and it was beyond what we hoped. We knew God was going to do something, but we had no vision for what he would actually do. And to see so many of our members in person, to see some of our visitors, and the praise team giving their best, and everybody was on point, doing the best that they had, because everyone was aware of the fact that God was in this place and that he was giving us affirmation, confirmation, and encouraging us to do what we were created to do. What I got out of what Brother Dardar brought to us was confirmation and affirmation. We've been doing a lot of this stuff that he talked about, and in a strategic way. We did get away from quite a bit of it during the pandemic and during that particular time, but it did not mean that we got so far away from it that we could not renew and go again, so that when we're going north, we're not going from scratch. We're not going in the wilderness as though we don't know what to do. We are a church of Christ that has put people first. We've gone out into the community in many ways, and we know what to do to return to what we have done, but we also know what to do to enhance all of that. And that's where part of what Brother Dardar just challenged us and encouraged us, so we know what it means. So I just want to use this opportunity to tell you that when you're warm and when you're friendly and you're blessing it, it's just simply a blessing to everybody. And I didn't feel any mess from anybody. Everybody who was in place and was right here with handshakes and hugs and showing that maturation that God's people must all share at some point. So I just wanted to remind you, though, that we've got to keep it going. This hot summer is about over. Fall is creeping up. But we're not going to be bound by time. We're going to notice time. But it's at that point now where we need to relook at some of our ministries. We're going to be doing that in the month of September. And we're going to pare this thing down. We're going to trim it back. And we're going to focus on youth, the development of youth, and what we can do with youth. How can we possibly impact the colleges and universities? We may not be able to do that this year, but we need to plan that. We just have to. And so we're needing your prayers, and we need you to financially support the work at a higher level than what we've been doing. It's very clear that we need to hire a youth minister. We've been talking about this 20 years, but it's really going to require that. With the technology, social media, and all of the things that are taking place, and even with the challenges on the school campus, the things that people are being faced with the teachers, curriculum and curriculum development, and all of the other